Money, Yo Marines, Part 2. Martial arts. You know, when you know something, you're the master something, it just seems so simple to you. But of course, it's simple to you because you mastered it. So I'm gonna break this thing down real simple and easy. You can literally teach yourself at home. Trust me. The key is listening. That's where the power is at. The power is in the knowledge that you have. You have to listen. Like I said, when we was talking about white belt, the beginning, the innocent, and the purity, the seed to grow. White belt is the beginning. Now we're going to talk about yellow belt. Yellow belt is the sunrise. It's the sunrise. It's really the knowledge that you've learned when you sat down in the beginning of your class and put your gi on and you put your white belt on. Yellow belt is going to piggyback off a white belt. You still learning the knowledge of martial art, preferably Taekwondo. First of all, let me explain something to you so you can understand how this works. Tai is kicking. Kwon, fist punching. Do is the art of Tai and Kwon, kicking and punching, if that makes sense. All you have to do is listen. That's it. Ready? Yellow belt. Still talking about knowledge. If you have the confidence, you can defeat any opponent. These are facts. I've witnessed it. I've experienced it. It works. I promise you, it works. If you stand in front of an enemy / opponent and you have no fear, remember what I said in white belt, the beginning. Fear is defeat. Makes sense? All common sense makes sense. Fear. You fear, you get your ass whooped. Straight up. I'm going to give it to you low down and dirty. Straight from the hip. But if you're confident, you can defeat your opponent. If you stand in front of your opponent and you take your 2 fingers, and I hate training people this, I hate teaching people this, but this helped me ground and make the foundation more solid, and it makes it more common sense and make it more understandable, and it brings that confidence because it's common sense and it makes sense. If you take your 2 fingers, I don't care how big a person is, what do you know? And you take your fingers and put his eyes out. The fight is over with. I promise you, the fight is over with. Because at this point, you cannot hit, you cannot grab what you cannot see. These are facts. So, remember, we're on yellow belt now. We're moving, we're growing. I'm teaching you about confidence. Knowing your style, knowing the techniques, putting it together, forming one. Forming one. And that one is simply your style, your technique. Because I can train you. I can teach you different techniques. But some people style is a little different. Some people left-handed, some people right-handed. Or left paw, right paw, however you want to say it. But when you put that your style and your technique and your confidence together, you'll become a great fighter. So, again, just remember, you have to listen. A lot of people find this boring. That's why they can't be a good martial artist, because they find it boring. I don't care if they're in a karate school, jiu-jitsu school, whether it's Tiger Claw, whether it's Wing Chun, whether it's different other many martial arts. If you're not paying attention, you're not going to get it. It's just like a math class, a spelling class. Someone's simply trying to teach you what 1 + 1 is. If you're not listening, you're not going to get it. You'll constantly keep saying one, because you're not paying attention. But if you got 2 arms and you count them, 1, 2, there go your answer. Martial arts is really just that simple, if you can listen. Because if you can listen and you're able to comprehend, you'll be able to put everything in perspective. Remember, that's the key, listening. You have to listen as I demonstrate different techniques, how to execute the technique. Because it's A, B, C, D, sometimes E, after executing a technique. And to better make you understand that, offense, defense goes together. So when you execute offense, sometimes you got to come back with defense. Offense is execute. Defense. And defense is basically moving a certain way, standing a certain way, or just simple as blocking. And yes, Taekwondo has both offensive and defensive elements. It does. One of the best martial arts. I've studied many, I've learned many, I've mastered many, but I love Taekwondo because you got your all-in-one. You got the kicking, you got the punching, and you got the art of kicking and punching. I mean, you got the information, you got the knowledge how to use your kicking and your punching. I love it. It's really, to me, like just normal street fighting. Just gotta know how to put it in perspective. Meaning you got to know when to execute offense, when to execute defense, blocking, moving. Like I said, weaving and bobbing, standing a certain way, coming back to a certain position so you don't put yourself in harm's way, okay? So, again, knowledge is key. Knowledge is power. Understanding the art of Tai and Kwon, kicking and punching, okay? So, if you trust and believe in your instructor, you're gonna be okay. Because it makes it easy for your instructor to convince you, to motivate you, and how to execute certain techniques. And again, listening is your knowledge. That's where your knowledge is gonna come from. I'm telling you guys, Please believe me. I know you got all these want to know, pretend to know, but trust me, remember we talked about in Yellow Belt, they don't know. They don't know. Everybody got the answer. Everybody the best fighter. Everybody know more than you. Let me tell you something. Number one, let me just share this with you. All instructors are gonna train differently. They may tell you something differently. Nobody, no instructor is gonna train or say the identical same thing. So you gotta know how to put it in perspective when you execute different techniques. You have to believe in not the he sayers. You got to believe in your instructor. And then at the same time, what I've learned through my long 20-something years, 30-something years altogether, and learning different martial arts, you gotta kind of sort of, that's why it's a such thing as a style when you learn a technique, because you gotta learn a certain style that works for you. Because I've seen where what worked for this person may not work for the next. Because maybe of they body build, or maybe because this person is a little bit quicker than this person, or stronger than this person. So you got to make it work for you. And that's where my expertise come in at, because I'm gonna show you what best fit you. For me, I'm quick. I promise you to God, I'm quick. And of course, I'm powerful. And let me tell you where that comes from. Quick comes from being confident. When you're confident, your mind overthinks your technique, and you just fast, quick with it. Speed. And I know people say, practice on the speed bag, this, that, whatever. But your mind gotta be quick. It's a mental thing. You gotta be able to know what you executed. Power comes from, I wanna be careful when I say this, strength training, agility training, push-ups, sit-ups, lifting weights, whatever the case may be. You want to be able to hurt your opponent when you punch, when you use your elbow. You want to be able to bring pain. And you got to know levels of pain. You'll learn how to master that as we move on into the belts. But I honestly know how to hit you to kill you if that's what I want to do. You're going to learn that. That's common sense in martial arts. You really would learn that. You'll know how to just hit a person enough to just cause a little pain. I just always say it like this in my class. You got your medium, you got your low, and you got your high. Or you got your high, medium, low. You got to learn, when you master your martial art that you're studying, you got to master your strength, your ability to bring pain to a person. Because I'm going to tell you, this is nothing to joke. This is nothing to play with. You're going to let her kill somebody if you really don't know what you are doing. Number one, you got to know what you're doing. Two, you got to know your strength. And you got to know how much pressure to apply when you execute whatever move that you're doing. People, these are facts. These are statistics. I'm telling you. Again, martial art is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But you have to listen. You have to pay attention. You have to comprehend. I love in my class, and I tell my people, if you don't know, you don't understand it, ask me, I'll tell you again. Because like I just told you, the first 3 belts, we ain't doing nothing but talking. I'm motivating you. I'm putting that self-confidence in you. I'm making you understand what martial arts is all about, for its techniques, your style, your strength, your ability to be a good martial artist. So honestly, we won't even hit the mat for its different techniques till you reach basically your orange belt. Because then I feel like you understand preschool. You understand the beginning of martial art. This is part 2, Money, Money, Your Marine.